That great expert in the field of beer, Michael Jackson, noted, the main factor preventing one from enjoying the taste of beer is the belief that it's all the same.
I need an expert opinion, and that's why I'm here.
Baltika is the largest FMCG producer in Russia and Eastern Europe, with a total production capacity exceeding 50 million hectolitres per year. Since 1996, it has been the leader of the Russian beer market and has become the leading beer exporter as well, with a share accounting for more than 70% of total Russian beer exports. The Baltika brand ranks first in sales throughout Europe and is among the 3 most valuable brands in Russia. Baltika is one of the companies listed in the Financial Times rating. Baltika has repeatedly been honoured with top awards at prestigious international competitions for the high quality of its products.
So let's go on a fascinating journey through the tastes of Baltika beer. Zero doesn't mean empty. Zero is a starting point. Baltika's zero non-alcoholic beer lacks nothing. Simply it's been stripped down to its bare essentials. The most important part, the flavour, remains intact.
Fibre filtration is the most up-to-date and efficient method of removing alcohol from beer, and it's precisely the method used in the production of Baltika Zero. As a result, Baltika Zero goes through every part of the brewing process and has the full flavour of traditional beer with none of the alcohol. This clear, lively beer is golden in colour and combines slightly sweet malt flavours with a mild hoppy nose and notes of freshly baked bread. This lighter formula is refreshing and satisfying, and, because it's alcohol-free, you can even drink it when driving.
There are so many blatant flavours out there, sometimes all you really need is the friendly simplicity of a classic recipe. Baltika No. 3 Classic is what you're looking for.
The Russian word troika means more than just 3 of a kind, or a sled pulled by 3 horses. These days, Russians also use the word troika to refer to the oldest and most well-known of Russian beers, Baltika 3 Classic. Baltika 3 is brewed using a classic European lager recipe. This is a clear beer of medium body with a creamy white head. Thanks to the use of bitter hops, the beer has a more expressive flavour than other light lagers. The aftertaste is well balanced and the hops are prominent, but never overwhelming. The nose is clear with dry, sharp elements.
Being original requires courage and strength of character. Baltika 4 Original is a deep cognac-coloured beer with the matchless flavour of toasted dark bread and caramel undercurrents. Baltika 4 is a true original, a one-of-a-kind.
Baltika 4 Original is a fascinating beer because it belongs to a style of beer called the Vienna Lager, which was created in Vienna in 1841. But it's a style of beer that had largely disappeared around the world, but now is back thanks to Baltika. The other interesting thing about the beer is that it includes an ingredient called rye, which not many brewers use these days, which is a shame because it brings a rich, nutty character to a beer. As we'll find when we taste the beer, you can see already the influence of the rye in that rich chestnut red colour. It's also in the aroma too. It's full of nuts and caramel and that rye character. The taste is sweet, but lots of that creamy caramel rye note, and also a little bit of dried fruit perhaps as well. It's the sort of beer I think that would go really well with something like roasted chicken, or maybe even a pizza, with the creamy flavours of the mozzarella cheese going really well with the creaminess of the rye in the beer. Pleasure.
Which floor?
5th, of course.
5. I should have guessed. When you talk about Baltika 5, you're talking beauty and integrity. Its distinguished flavour and bright gold colour seem to insist on an appropriate setting.
Baltika 5 Gold ranks among the elite of European lagers, containing the marks of a classic Pils. A caramel honey-coloured malt gives it an elusive sweet foretaste, a deep golden colour and a more distinct flavour than light lagers. Brewing at low temperatures reduces ester buildup. The subtle taste and aroma of Baltika 5 make it well suited to Asian or Latin American cuisine.
The history of beer stretches through the millennia, including countless different varieties. Baltika 6 Porter is the only Russian beer to be included in the Great Beer Guide. It is the flavour that makes this beer great. Porter is not designed as a thirst quencher. It should be served at around 14 degrees Celsius to open its multifaceted flavour and reveal a harmony of hops, caramel and dark chocolate notes.
Baltika Porter is brewed according to an Old English recipe using the finest dark and light malts and noble hops. It's a medium-bodied dark beer with a stiff head and a deep harmonious flavour. Higher temperatures are used during brewing, providing an intense collection of esters. Baltika Porter's distinct foretaste makes it delicious with fried or smoked meat, grilled fish or Tilsiter cheese.
I like confident, down-to-earth people. But it takes nerve to fly, to soar above it all. The sparkling, daring taste of Baltika 7 Export is for those brave enough to push aside the ordinary and seek new adventures.
Hi, hey you. Where have you just come from? Sydney? Cool. I know, and now I'm off to New York. Wow, we'll have a great time. See you.
Baltika 7, as a Dortmunder export, has a balance of hops and malts. It is brewed with a slightly heavier original gravity and is stronger than traditional Pilsners, but still supremely drinkable. Aromatic noble hops give Baltika 7 a pleasant, refreshing bite and lightly alcoholic undercurrents. The appeal is in this beer's refined, assertive flavour.
Nothing draws the eye like a natural beauty. It makes you want to stop time so that you can observe all the little details. Baltika 8 wheats, lasting spicy flavour and velvety head are the perfect accompaniment to a little bit of small talk in a simply delightful setting.
Baltika 8 is a traditional unfiltered southern German-style wheat beer, brewed using top fermenting yeast. The wheat adds a smooth, creamy fullness to it, followed by a lightly carbonated finish with spicy, fruity notes and a hint of smokiness. The beer should be agitated before opening to suspend the yeast sediment.
Life loves surprises. Silence is sure to be smashed by a carnival of music. It requires strength, patience and stamina to weather these storms. Baltika 9 Extra gives that particular strength with its complex flavours and chucks any preconception of what a light beer might be right out the window.
Baltika 9 Extra is a clear beer with a deep flavour and a hint of sweetness. Regardless of its relatively high alcohol content, Baltika 9 remains very smooth. This beer is made with an exceptionally full-bodied mash and a special yeast culture that brings a particularly robust ferment. It is best served somewhere between 8 to 11 degrees Celsius following meals.
We keep on striding ahead, seeking out new challenges. And with that in mind, you've got to keep your cool.
Baltika Cooler, like traditional American light lagers, has a low body and is characterised by its fresh, thirst-quenching crispness. Baltika Cooler, however, sets itself apart from light lagers with its vanilla notes, which come from the unique variety of yeast sourced in Russia's Far East, mingling with a pleasant hoppy kick and aftertaste. This beer is the ideal thirst quencher, reinvigorating both wits and senses.
Now that is what I call a fascinating journey through the tastes of Baltika beer, every new one of which is a step onwards and upwards. Guys, it's time to party.
Baltika is the clear leader on the Russian beer market with an amazing portfolio of beers. Nowadays, people choose Baltika in 5 continents of the world. Baltika is a truly international brand and is synonymous with Russia worldwide. Follow Baltika, the #1 Russian beer.